I know you have to be cautious with technology, but come on, Dave, that's always a try. You've got to be a bit braver than that. Never any doubt there.
Well, Dave Pearson to that point, a bit too close for him, but try awarded, quite rightly so. And the replay revealed absolutely no doubt, and it was a good score too, because James saw the space and Canale was right onto it.
Miles, we talked about Brock James and his ability to hit the ball a long way, but it's the deft chip and the vision that makes him such a special player. He hasn't actually started very well, and suddenly he just opens the team up with the most gorgeous kick. He gets a lucky bounce, but he made it there.
Conversion from a similar position, very similar position to where he had the penalty attempt. Let's see if he's learnt. He has, it's a blustery night, we must say that, but Brock James would expect to cope with a wind like this. It's not too strong, and here he did cope with what was on.
Leinster far too wide. Brock James circled. There's a big hole. That's too big, and there's no way Leinster can protect that. Gorgeous kick, and there's the hole opened up 7-0, and they deserve it.
Knock on here from Leinster, advantage now. Was that a high tackle? Wayne Barnes thinks so. He's got his flag out.
Well, they don't look like a team who don't believe they can win away from the overt at the moment, do they?
Make contact, slips around the net. Straight penalty. Straight penalty.
Yeah. Do I need a word? No, thanks. Hi. Thanks. I've got the net. Thanks. Under 5.
So fairly clear, and no need for any further involvement from the official, apart from to firmly signal the forearm penalty, which allows Clermont to throw into this line-out.
Darcy low, and he just slips high on there. Malzieu goes down somewhat theatrically, but according to the letter of law, that is a penalty. The problem is he doesn't start there, but he just rides up there, and Wayne Barnes is quite right.
Well, you're right, it was a theatrical fall there from Malzieu. His eyes were rolling, but only to try and find the referee. Here's Canale. He's excellent in the Six Nations. Malzieu got his chances in that competition, but it's very competitive for France on the wing at the moment. And it's very competitive what Clermont Auvergne are offering in this quarter-final.
Lepandry was flying on that inside angle, wasn't he?
And he can move, the youngster. Here's Parra. Just testing out Leinster, and Jennings in particular, who was aware they're on the fringe, but it's a constant stream of questions being asked here. Here's another one from James across field. Lefebvre attempted to come up for it, needed to make it really. Rougerie onto Joubert. Lefebvre gets back, and on the floor he's not rolling away. Practice Carney has been penalised. There's a double tackle, and both were involved on the floor.
Well, we said Rougerie's the heart of this team. He had no right to win that ball, but he's so determined. Even a bad kick, and that wasn't a good one, turns out the right way there. Leinster have to weather this storm. You can just see they hold him in the middle and then they go flat and wide. It's not a great kick. Lefebvre gets first hand, but Rougerie says, my night at the moment. Now, I did wonder there whether Clermont might well have thought of going to the corner, but Leinster have been pretty good at the line-out, so this is a very difficult kick for Brock James. It's a bonus kick, but if this goes over 10-0 after 15 minutes, you can forget nerves. They are settled.
Flags seem to have stopped waving as well. I don't mean the sponsors' flags to judge the win. There's plenty of flags that are the blue of Leinster and the yellow of Clermont Auvergne being waved by the fans. Here goes James to try and make those yellow ones wave again. He's hit it very well indeed, and that's 3 points that he will gratefully take, and shows his ability and his danger to Leinster.
That's the Brock James that terrorises top 14 rugby. Clean as you like. 10-0, and you couldn't argue that Clermont are not good value. They have been aggressive, they have been clean, they've made the breaks. Leinster are on the back foot.
And a little bit of front foot required inside that Clermont half. Maybe now Leinster can put some pressure on this Clermont line-out.
Yeah, Leinster need to make something happen, because right now Clermont just seem intent on not giving anything soft away. So the onus is on Leinster to really force something here.
5th quarter-final in 6 seasons for Leinster, or 7th in 10, whichever you prefer. Either way, it shows a gathering experience which led eventually to the trophy last season. But this is proving to be a very tough affair. It's taken by Bonaire, and it was Leinster who committed the line-out offence.
Last 5-6 minutes or so, Leinster have been undermining themselves with a penalty count there. You can see it, 4 penalties to none against. It's cost them 3 points with the last kick, and it's cost them about 40 metres territory with this one. And with the move Clermont Auvergne are in at the moment, Leinster cannot afford to allow this ill discipline to carry on for much longer, because Vern Cotter's team could be away by half-time. I know that sounds fanciful, but Leinster really are rocking at the moment.
There's a body of opinion that Clermont's first half performance against Leicester in the pool stages, the best 40 minutes from any side in this competition to date. And they're putting in another super half of rugby here. Canali has kicked that away, and eventually Leinster, in the shape of van der Linde, get a chance to get into the match as we approach the midway point in the first half. Redden, out it goes to Sexton, then Cullen, Sexton, O'Driscoll. And it was Darcy.
Turned over.
Down goes Sexton while he was thinking about it, but he didn't get long to have that thought. Carney kicks. Oh, that's a super kick. His side really needed that.
That's classic Rob Carney. I love to see him counter-attack, and I think back to the Lions tour where he did it to deadly effect. I wish he'd do it a bit more, but when he does kick like that, that is fantastic play. Leinster just trying to eke out a bit of territory at the moment and force the error. Saw a bad pass from Parra and a loose kick from Canali. A little bit more needed from Leinster's point of view.
Inspired by the run of van der Linde, it fell for him. But at the moment, Leinster will take anything. Taking that ball, Privat.
Well, there you go, that's exactly, they've got the territory and they've got a crooked throw from Mario Ledesma.
And a sigh of relief there from Cullen. Ledesma just checking, he's sure it wasn't straight.
He looks very dangerous here, Miles. He's got about 20 metres short side. He's been very explosive, but that is a good Clermont scrum.
Heaslip picks up. Still might work for Leinster. Here's McLaughlin. And the youngster give it a real go there. Read it out. It goes. Sexton. Darcy trying to get there with him. Important presence there at the inside centre. Advantage for Leinster. So they've got a gimme in front of the post. And that's what they'll have now as the whistle goes, as the ball doesn't come back.
They had to take 3 points here. Surely Leinster established base camp. Right now they haven't taken off, heading towards the Himalayas that is trying to claw back this defeat, this position against Clermont. 3 points absolutely right from Johnny Sexton. Haven't had much territory, but at least they're going to get 3 points with their first foray for any length of time into Clermont 22.
Well documented his recent problems with his kicking, but plenty of other evidence in this young man's career to prove that there is another way of looking at things, the way he's responded to pressure before. And that one was never going to be missed. Leinster on the scoreboard.
Something to soothe their brows, because it's been tough so far for Leinster. Very calm from the visitors, and Leo Cullen just trying to generate something. No one thought this was going to be an easy afternoon, easy evening even.
Leinster 3, Clermont Auvergne 10.
James restarts. Interesting restart as well. I think Leinster were anticipating it coming this way. That's where the bulk of Clermont forwards were. James with a quick swing round to switch it.
Super kick from Reading.
Oh, that was some contest, wasn't it? Gordon Darcy there electing to cut back inside. Just for a second there was a chance to go wide. Now it is going wide with Sexton, O'Driscoll, and Heaslip with it. Oh, it's a lovely pass from O'Driscoll to Heaslip. Draw the final man. Maybe he doesn't have to. No, not with that power, not with that pace. This competition holds no fears now for Leinster. That is the beauty of last season's success, and we've seen it here in the comeback after that Clermont start.
We thought this might be a classic. What a first 20 minutes. Brian O'Driscoll, he is the man here. Brock James can't get there. Rougerie checks, he's drawn in, and then it's a 2-on-1. Ball in two hands. Heaslip surges through the tackle, but O'Driscoll, he just pulls Rougerie into his web. Brock James is there. one attacker, two defenders. At that moment, when Rougerie steps in, Heaslip rampages away inside Bonaire. What a fight back from Leinster. They don't need long to score 8 or 10 points. What a game we've got.
Talk about backing yourself. Jamie Heaslip. And it's level 2.
That's what you need when you're not kicking that well. He didn't hit that, and some force just gave that a little huff and a puff, and in it goes. But this is beautiful from O'Driscoll. Rougerie lured in, and then Heaslip. He's so powerful, he just doesn't miss that chance.
Didn't take the risk of going to Nathawa when it seemed the best option, but of course Heaslip knows better. He knows his own strength. Here's James going for the long drop goal, and it's well wide. Here's Tyrone.
Well, just on the Clermont try, watch Brian O'Driscoll. He sees the danger, but too many bodies. Shane Horton gets sucked in. He's trying to get round Brock James to get to Rougerie. Just a simple 2-on-1 after that.
Good drive for Clermont, but Leinster have one of their own now, and we have, as we say, some quarter-final here. 10 apiece. Cullen trying to keep it in. It's certainly gone out now.
A little bit of a hook there from Johnny Sexton. It's so important though for Leinster, who were under a lot of pressure early on, just to hit back with 10 points so quickly. And now suddenly it's Clermont again, who was so assured, thinking, blimey, if this team can score 10 points in a flick of a switch like that, we really are under pressure. It puts the ball mentally back in the visitors' court.
No mistake this time from Ledesma, right down the middle. He'll be 37 in May. Maybe his last chance then. And here's another chance for Clermont to take the lead. And as we've seen from Brock James, now that he's got that early miss out of the system, he can be deadly and should be deadly from here.